Just a quick post-recording editing from Mark here on the quiz for all you Leeds fans, because I don't know, no idea how I missed out that Danny Maguire and Rob Morrow played in all of those grand finals for the Leeds Rhinos as well, but somehow I managed that. So yeah, give yourself some extra points if you got those guys as well. Oh well. So, Dom, as our guest, you get to give us your sort of first dibs at any other business an SLP recommends. So, I guess what we've been asking people at this time has been, what's life been like during lockdown? You've got a young daughter who is not quite school age, has been at nursery before the lockdown, and you're also running your own business, so and doing all these runs. So, busy time lockdown, I'm guessing. So how has lockdown been for you? And out of lockdown, have you got any recommendations for the listeners?
Lockdown started terribly. The last time I was on the show, we were discussing the holiday that I was planning and booked, which was to do all the Asian Disney parks. Funnily enough, we were meant to set off on May the 1st. So we basically picked the worst time and the worst location to go for a holiday in the entire world. So we were meant to go to the heart of coronavirus.
I don't know, by the time it was pandemic. May, we were in the heart of coronavirus.
Yeah. So it started off with us cancelling all that and a bit of heartbreak there. And obviously, coronavirus affected the business. But we've made the most of it at family time. We're doing a lot of family stuff together. For those of you that follow me on Instagram and know, like me on Twitter, you know that I like doing Christmas lights. So we've done a lot of Christmas light stuff ready for the season this year. We've gone quite big. And we've just been doing a load of family projects.
So, your lights, where do you get your lights from? What's that about?
So there are several suppliers in the UK. I get most of mine from Build a Light Show. And they're each individually programmable. They're each individually controllable. And we've just actually built some... one of the projects this weekend has been for Scarlett's bedroom. We've 3D printed a light, some flowers, and we put some lights in there and we painted them. And she can control them herself.
I saw that. That's really cool.
I mean, I don't want to say how complicated it sounds, seeing as Scarlett, who's 4, can operate them, but it sounds very technical.
We've made it so that she can get value out of it as well. Because one of the things with like the lights is there's a lot of soldering, there's a lot of heat guns. I injured myself quite badly with one a couple of weeks ago, and you've got to find ways that Scarlett can get involved that are safe, because all she wants to do is help. She's so excited by it. So by doing the little lights together, that means that she can be a part of it.
So actually, you've been able to use lockdown to really kind of concentrate on family time. And doing 100%. Stuff together in the house rather than kind of, obviously, you like you say, you did a lot of trips and stuff like that outside of these weird times. So that's been good that you've been able to work on stuff together. So is there any recommendations that you come out of this with, for either for family activities or just for what you've enjoyed doing?
In the time that I've managed to get some time to myself, I've tried to catch up with some box sets. I will say, actually, the one thing that I've watched is Schitt's Creek, and I tried to watch it a few times over the years, and I haven't enjoyed it. And I managed to sit down and I watched the whole thing, and it is absolutely amazing. And it's written by the two guys that are in it, the father and son. Honestly, it starts off really, really cringe, but if you stick with it, it's brilliant.
Excellent stuff. Schitt's Creek for Dom. What about for you this week, Sarah? Anything? What? I mean, you were telling us before we were recording, Joshua's back at school, and you sort of mentioned the school run earlier when we were talking about the NRL. So, has that changed the sort of dynamics at home? I mean, it's only been one day, hasn't it? But
yeah, it's only been one day. So recently, Joshua and Luke have been getting on really, really well, and they're playing a lot of Minecraft together, which is something that they've not really done before, but it has meant therefore that Anna's a bit left out. because, surprisingly enough, they don't want to play with her doll's house. Things like
What?
I know, who'd have thought it? And I guess just with Joshua being ready to go to high school with Luke, that's sort of natural. But having Joshua out the house for 6 hours today did mean that actually Luke spent some time with Anna. I was able to give Anna a bit more sort of dedicated time with her homeschooling without splitting myself in quite so many directions. So that was nice. What have we done? So for my birthday last year, I got an expansion kit for Settlers of Catan game. I don't know if you know it at all.
Not a clue.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's quite a good game. But we've got the expansion kit.
So what is it? What's the game?
So you are settling basically. Each person is like, I guess, a people group.
So is it a board game, a online game?
No, it's like a board game.
Okay.
It's like an island that's created, and each hexagon produces a different resource which you need for either building settlements or roads or cities.
Okay.
And there's a robber, and if a seven's rolled, the robber moves around, and you can steal from your opponents and things like that. And you can get like the app for it and stuff, but we've quite enjoyed playing it, especially now that the kids are old enough to play, because you can't really play it with just two people. But then for my birthday, I got an expansion kit for it, which was Cities and Knights, and we only opened it for the first time last week, but really enjoyed playing it. It just makes it all a bit different, so it's good. Adds a bit more, another dimension to it.
Yeah, that's great. So that's a recommendation from you, and it works well, you say, with sort of young kids as well as an adult game.
I wouldn't go much younger than Joshua, who's 10. And you could possibly go down 8-ish with the basic one, but I think once you get the expansion, it just factors in so many more things. But yeah, it's a good family game.
Good stuff. Excellent. Well, we've been finishing off The Sopranos, and I've now found 2 podcasts where people from The Sopranos are rewatching The Sopranos. So I've got a lot of listening to come up now with that. So that's been us. But we're off this week, and it's the first time we're going to experience what not everyone else, of course, not everyone else, but what a lot of people have been experiencing during this time, which is doing jobs in the garden and those sorts of things. So we've been to B&Q today. We bought some decking paint. We couldn't decide between decking oil and decking paint, but then we decided our decking's not that great, and we don't necessarily intend on keeping it too long term, and decking oil was £10 more a tin than decking paint, so we bought the paint. So we're going to do some jobs like that, but yeah.
Cool.
Very nice. There's a lot of garden stuff going on.
I'll find out what people who've been furloughed have been doing. I don't think I'll get a suntan because I don't get them, but we'll see.
But you might turn for a tomato.
So, Sarah, do you want to tell people where they can find the show?
Yeah, you can find the show at lots of different places. Like 1 second.
Every week she closes it down. Every week.
No, it automatically closed down then. So we're at Super League Pod on Twitter and Instagram, facebook.com/Super League Pod, superleaguepod@gmail.com, superleaguepod.com. You can search for the show on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict, Stitcher, or anywhere you normally find your podcasts. And we're on YouTube too, but only audio.
Excellent. Let's give a shout out to our partners, of which we're joined by loads of them here. So Rob's Toy Shop and SLP discount at checkout on Rob's Toy Shop on eBay and get 5% cash back on orders over £5 plus give 1% cash back to SLP. Little Warden. Dom, are Little Warden still delivering vital alerts for hidden issues?
Oh, they are indeed. Head over to littlewarden.com to see what we can do for you.
So tell us a little bit more about what Little Warden can do for people, because every week I want to encourage people to come to Little Warden and become customers.
Mate, come on. We're 3.5 hours into this now. Let's just end this. Come on. I just need to go home.
Mascot Browns for all your international rugby league gear. Use our link showed on the episode blog post and we'll get 8% of your order value to help our running costs. And finally, Sarah.
Yeah. Sarah's bookcase. Come and buy some books from me. Or join me if you want to sell some Usborne books. That'd also be great. I'm on Facebook. Was that brief enough for you, Dom?
Right. Bye, everyone.
Sarah has access to over 3,000 books from baby to teenage. There is something for everyone.
Right. I've got to edit this now. I've had too many beers.
I know.
Right, thanks for listening, everyone. See you next week on your favourite Rugby League podcast, the Super League Pod. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.